me hear your voice.
I'm David. Hello.
Okay, so that's not going to work right off the bat. Okay. You need to sound... Her voice is very shrill. You know, it's like nails on a fucking chalkboard, okay? So try something like, hello. Like that.
Hello, mateys.
Okay, yeah.
This is Billy Blossom here.
Okay, more shrill. You have to make
more
it...
shrill?
Yeah,
like this?
Make it very unlockable.
I'm already very unlikable, Mitchell. I think this might just push me over the edge.
I want you to say something like, might record a bit of a podcast in it. Might I record a bit of a podcast in it is something that makes perfect sense in the UK.
Does that really?
No. So it's something...
Ain't it? We're this podcast business a whole lot of bother, isn't
You're
it?
actually dope at that. I wasn't expecting you to be good at it when we started this bit, but it's not bad.
Oh, thank you.
So now that nobody in the UK is listening because they've all turned it off, hey, you're listening to All the Space in Between. My name is Mitch.
My name is David.
Special guest on the show. David, my neighbor, and absolutely no Billy. I'm sure you've already heard me explain at the beginning of the last episode, but yeah, Billy is gone. She is in Germany because she made a mistake, and this is her punishment. She's kicked off the podcast, and now I'll cycle through different guests until I find somebody that the listeners like. No, Billy screwed up her audio, and I did my best to fix it, but I wanted to give people a good-sounding episode this week, so you can have something pleasant to listen to. In case you heard the last one, you were like, "Nah, I'm gonna skip it." There's a lot of background noise. There's a lot of something else. Though I think it's quite listenable. I think that if people, I might actually include a like a before and after the last one, just so people know what a little soundsmith I am and how good I am at mixing. But David, welcome to the show.
Wow, thank you. Thank you for your forbearance, Mitchell's fans, Billy's usual listeners.
Not fans. But I like
Billy's patient and long-suffering tolerators.
We're neighbors.
Yay.
That's fun.
It's super fun.
That's been good for the past year. Has it been a year?
Like 9 months, I think.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so not a year. I don't know how time works.
It seems like you've got the general idea.
You could have told me it was a year and a half, and I'd have been like, okay. I'd have been like, that's fine.
Packed a lot of stuff into the last year.
We actually talked about in a very early episode of this very podcast that I'm speaking on now. Billy and I spoke about like when you guys moved in, because it was like right at the beginning of the show.
Oh,
yeah. It was episode whatever. It was like an early episode, still in the single digits, I believe. And I specifically, because I don't always do this, I actually went next door. And I was like, I'd like to introduce myself. Like, I don't do that. Look at me.
Yeah,
I don't have
could have
confidence.
fooled us. We're like, oh, our neighbor is so sociable and well-adjusted.
He's confident.
To civilization.
That guy doesn't have a panic disorder at all. I didn't speak to a therapist once a week. Might I ask you on the show, any thoughts on your very first impression of me? Were you like, pretty short, not tall?
The main thing I remember thinking was, he's totally Rebecca's type.
Like, oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
A skinny, artistic guy. Looks like he writes poetry.
Oh, you nailed
it.
Yeah, you fucking called me out right on the spot.
And I was like, oh, he's got a girlfriend, so he's better than me.
Okay, that's funny.
So I have to maintain a submissive attitude and try and win his favor, or I'll be kicked out of the neighborhood.
Well, we didn't actually start. I feel like when Billy and I introduced ourselves next door, we're like, hey, and then we started talking to Rebecca because there was, she had a partner, and then we were hanging out, and it was just, two people with partners hanging out, and it was fine. And I love Rebecca, obviously. But you and I didn't start talking until some time later.
Yeah, like your second visit, I think.
Yeah.
I mentioned I like video games, and your little rabbit ears perked up.
I was like, you what? What? Tell me more. Which ones? I'm actually a bit of a gamer myself. As you can see, the dark circles under my eyes. I've played a game or two. I think there's a little switch in the room.
Yeah, I noticed the decoration.
We might play Smash Bros. After this. I don't have any time, but I might be a stupid noob.
We might play Smash Bros. During this podcast. It's only trash talk, 45 minutes worth.
That would, honestly, okay, so we had an episode that, the last episode we put up was called the Not Funny episode. Because we spent literally the entire time just like talking shit on social media and how like bad and toxic it is.
Oh, I was actually doing research for this role, and that's the episode I listened to.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I thought like I'm only supposed to talk trash the whole time.
You should have listened to a good episode. You should have picked any other episode.
It was right in the title.
So we did that. And then the very next episode that's going up at the same time as this it'll just be called like the not well recorded episode. So that if this episode like didn't include Billy and then was just us playing Smash Bros, people would be like, okay, I'm done listening to this show. This show is terrible. This show is really bad. But welcome to the show.
Thank you.
It is nice having you here. It's nice having you as a neighbor. And it's nice having you as somebody that I could text and say, hey, will you please be on my podcast? Because I don't know of many people. Alex would have done it. And Alex is listening to this being like, why didn't you ask me? Alex is definitely like, why the fuck did you ask David or not me?
Woo!
And
Deuce, Alex, I win.
Here's the answer. Because you live next door.
Yeah.
And I only have a very limited amount of time to do this. But it's going to be lovely having you on the show. We have 3 questions as we always do. And I was explaining to you how the show works. We answered some questions. Yeah, it's funny. The one you listened to for reference, we didn't answer any fucking questions. Oh, wait, no, we answered one at the end, didn't we?
I didn't get to the end.
Oh.
I was super bored.
You're like, 15 minutes in, I had a gun to my head. That was fucking bad.
No, I made it 35 minutes. I was like, I get the idea. I know how the advice part works.
I can answer a fucking question. I know how to do it. Okay, so I'm going to read a question, then I'm going to hand the phone to you. You're going to read a question, and then I might let you read the third question, because you mentioned you like reading.
I love reading.
I don't like reading. I'm not a reader. This is between us. I'm going to edit this part out. I don't know how to read. All of these questions, I'm like, how do I explain this? You'll see that I'll just kind of hand you the phone and I won't actually read the question. But in post, I will listen to the text-to-speech so much that I memorize it. And that's how I get by on being almost 30 years old and not yet, because I'll get to it, learning to read. I don't know how.
Well,
So, yeah.
Yeah, it takes talent.
So all that part's going to be edited out. We're going to cut in here. Okay, so we're going to get to the question. The first one is called, I'm already forgetting how to say this because you taught me right before we started recording. Let me see if I can remember. It's not vuvuzela, is it? Is it?
It is vuvuzela.
It is vuvuzela.
You got to go twice. It's not vuvuzela. It's not vuvuzela. It is vuvuzela.
I keep thinking it's vuvuzela. And it's not.
Yeah.
Vuvuzela.
That's like Methuselah. Mm-hmm. I imagine is where you got that.
Maybe. But I don't know what that is either. I've also
like
never...
the oldest dude in the Bible.
Oh, okay. It's a little hot. You can't say that it's not. It's like a daddy thing. Vuvuzela? Vuvuzela. So this one is called Vuvuzela Toilet. And it goes, hey there. I'm going to replace the name. David and bitch. Hope you're doing well. I have something to share with you that doesn't really need advice, but I thought was important to share with you considering most of your recent podcasts have centered around toilets. I was sitting on the couch earlier and I heard a weird sound. I realized it was coming out of the nearby bathroom. It was the sound of what I can only describe as a vuvuzela coming from my toilet. It slowly got quieter and then stopped. I decided to just move on until I heard it again a second time. Again, I don't really need advice and haven't heard it since, but I thought you'd like to know. Thank you for making such a wonderful podcast. Billy, as a fellow... We're just going to skip this part. No, we're not. Billy, as a fellow photographer, I just want to say thank you for making so much beautiful art. Been a Flat Sound fan for a long time as well. I had a memory connected with some of your songs, so I couldn't listen to them for a few years, but recently gotten back into it. All right, I'm jacking out now. This person's name. Jacking out and jacking in is like an inside joke on the podcast.
Oh.
And in fact, oh my God, I almost forgot to jack in. That means like logging in. I'm logged into this podcast. I'm jacked into the cybernet, and I'm connected digitally to all my listeners.
Ooh.
And let me just. I'm jacked in now.
Oh, wow.
If you could jack in, that would actually be preferable.
All right, I'm going to try. How do you jack in?
Oh, God, his fucking nose is bleeding. He tried too hard. Blood shot out of his left ear. I can't. He needs to stop. Okay, so David can jack in. What was the question again? This person heard a weird sound from their toilet.
Not once, but twice.
2 times and then never again.
Never again.
Which is especially haunted. I would at least like it to be consistent.
They're so disturbed by it.
Yeah.
They needed to come to us for help.
They needed to write into the podcast. Ever had a haunted toilet?
No, I've never had a haunted anything. Have you?
Yes. Oh God, yeah. Wait, have you never experienced like paranormal things, not toilet related, but just paranormal things in a house?
Not at all. I don't
Oh.
believe in that. Although
Oh.
everyone at the old house said my room was haunted.
And it was the one room that was occupied by the person that didn't believe.
Uh-huh.
That's convenient.
Yeah. It makes sense in a way. It's like economical.
Yeah. What was haunted about it?
Like there was a ghost people saw.
Saw.
Yeah, like a Asian boy, I believe. That's what they said.
Okay.
Yeah, creepy Asian boy. And other ghosts. Yeah, all my friends are crazy hippies who believe in ghosts and astrology and alternative medicine.
Right. So wait, so how much does your, and we're getting already so far from the toilet thing, but how we didn't even try. So we're going to get back to it, but the how much does your hippie extend to? Because you've not completely avoided it.
Oh no, I'm a total hippie. Yeah.
So you dance?
I dance. I believe in climate change.
There we go.
Let's see. Oh, I play the didgeridoo,
There
which
we
actually
go.
relates to this question.
I got
That's
you.
So hippie.
I got you into hacky sack recently.
Yeah, you've made me even worse.
Uh-huh.
Oh my God.
So, but that ends at, I feel that ends for you at astrology. You're like, okay, I can only do so much.
Astrology, I definitely draw the line, but I think I draw the line far short of that too.
Really?
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff I don't believe in.
Alternative medicine?
Alternative medicine.
Really? And you live next door. There's like a whole room next door that's just completely...
Yeah, full of alternative medicine.
Yeah,
It's
it's
like
just
a shrine to
just
alternative
complete,
medicine.
just shelves and shelves full of it. And you look at it and you go, not for me.
No.
Have you tried any of it?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Of
I
course you
used to be a bit of a aspiring herbalist myself.
Oh.
Mostly for like the style points. I was like, it'd be so cool to have a wall full of mason jars full of unidentifiable fungus for when the ladies come over.
Well, now you get to reap the benefits of that because someone has that next door
Yeah, I manifested it. It's another.
to bring it into your home. But now you're like, no, it's not for me. That is actually just fungus. That's interesting. So, okay, let's say theoretically you're in the house, you're alone, and you hear a vuvuzela. Am I saying that? Is that the right way to say it?
Yeah,
Okay, I keep forgetting vuvuzela. Vuvuzela.
got it.
You hear it and it's coming from the toilet. It sounds weird. It sounds strange. It sounds fucking just off. And it only happens 2 times. But let's say it's even creepier. It only happens when you're home alone. And you kind of start to hear stuff in it. That second time there was kind of almost like a voice behind it. Are you getting creeped out at all? Or are you just so confident you're like, nothing like that exists? It's in my mind. It's not spooky to me.
Yeah, I think that would be my first thought. Be like, I probably have a phone dialing or something, and that's the voice I hear. Or, the government is beaming signals into my brain.
Which is more believable than the ghost. Well, actually, yeah, that one's true. So,
Yeah.
okay, let me take this further then. Let's say you're home alone. Okay? You see the ghost boy, or at least you think you do like everyone else. Is that enough to make you a believer? Or are you still...
Yeah, I mean, that would be pretty hard to ignore.
But you think you see it. You see it from the corner of your eye.
Yeah, even though it's probably an illusion,
It's probably something else. It's probably the light hitting a curtain.
it's almost impossible to ignore the content of your own senses.
Have you ever seen The X-Files?
No.
Okay, well, I was gonna say you're like you'd be like Scully because she sees stuff all the time. She just sees like whole alien dick all the time and just full frontal alien nudity, and she's just like, you don't really believe in this shit, do you, Mulder? You know, she's just like that all the time, and I'm like, ugh. She's so stubborn. So how much of Scully is in you? How much do you need to see 100% to believe?
Scully.
I could see that in you. You radiate Scully energy. Back to the toilet. Person doesn't need advice. They were just sharing.
Yeah.
Cool story.
I really want to know if they live with someone else, though, because they didn't say that. The first thing is like, was there someone else in the toilet? That's an easy explanation.
I feel like if a toilet's making any noise, I wouldn't question it at all. You know, it's like my toilet could just like honk like a goose for like a whole month, and I'd just be like, it's doing the thing again. And I just
no one knows how they work.
Yeah, it's just something to do with plumbing that I'm just too much of a millennial to understand.
Probably the carburetor is busted.
Yeah, there's some. I need to just hire some guy.
Gearbox needs to be replaced. That's in the toilet.
I'm just kicking the toilet like a car until it sputters, and then it stops making goose noises, and then I'm like, there we go, I fixed it. I wouldn't be. Actually, did this person say they were afraid of it?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, I'm projecting that on it.
I think they mentioned being disturbed.
Let me look at it.
I think the word I remember is disturbed.
Let me see. It slowly got quieter, and then it stopped. I decided to just move on until I heard it a second time. Again, I don't really need advice, and I haven't heard it since. I just thought you'd like to know. Oh, I'm the one who put the ghost in the toilet.
Yeah, they're super chill about it. They're like, hey, I heard 2 noises, and I know you left toilet noises.
Yeah. I would just assume any sound I hear when I'm alone is a ghost. And it's haunting me because I'm haunted, and my soul is haunted, and they follow me. So that's just how that goes. Let's see where our time is.
For the people in the audience who don't know, vuvuzela sounds like...
That was really good.
Oh, thank you.
It was like I was at a soccer game. That was beautiful. Yeah, you were teaching me how to say vuvuzela right before, because I just kept on getting it wrong. I was like, I feel like I'm doing this wrong. And you're like, it's because you are. And I'm like, well, you should have said that the first 4 times I said it.
It would have been so great to get you on the podcast saying it wrong over and over and over.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, but if anyone wants to imagine it, I was saying vuvuzela. Also, you're not even totally sure that that's how you say it.
Nah, it's true. I could be wrong.
Oh, let's look it up right now live. You think if I look up vuvuzela...
You'll get a pronunciation guide? Yeah. It's the 21st century, Mitch. Every word gets you a pronunciation.
I hope it's not one of those fake YouTube channels that are like purposely pronouncing it wrong, you know?
Yeah. I don't get that much anymore. I kind of miss it.
Okay, here we go.
Vuvuzela.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, let's hear it.
Oh, crap. I'm in trouble.
Vuvuzela.
I can't believe this shit. Is that was I right all along?
I think you were right. all along.
God! This is how we recorded a whole episode of me saying it to. That's how you. Look at this.
Vuvuzela.
That's what I was saying.
Oh, curse you, Google.
Hold on, I'll give you one chance.
Yeah, give me a second shot.
I'm gonna click this YouTube video.
I want a second opinion.
How an ad doesn't play and I get sued.
You're demonetized.
Vuvuzela or vuvuzela.
Huh?
Boom. That person had a Brazilian accent.
That's true. I think they're saying it correctly.
Vuvuzela.
That's what you were saying. Vuvuzela. Vuvuzela.
The great thing is nothing's wrong.
Yeah.
Life is meaningless.
We're all just fucking here and then we're not. So who cares? Read the next question. Let's get to it. Oh, I exited Gmail and I don't know where it is and it logged me out and I'm locked out. Oh no. I'm locked out, blocked out, called out currently.
But at least you're jacked in.
But I am jacked in. And it is not yet time to jack out. We're only halfway through the show. And we have 2 more questions to read. This one is... No, I'll let you read this one. Here we go. Here's my phone. It is slimy. It is wet. Don't mention it on the show.
All right. Hey, pals. My pickle is complicated, but...
I'm going to stop you right there. Say this email is called blank. Give them a little tease, right? A little bit of a tease. And then you jump straight into it.
This email is called Concert Hookup Pickle.
It's tantalizing to me.
Hey, pals. My pickle is complicated, but nonetheless, I would love some expert advice. Every year, my town does a music festival composed of local and well-known talent. A professor at my university is in one of said local bands and actually puts together the festival. He sent out an email to students looking for volunteers, and I thought, why not? And signed up to help. But here's where it gets pickly. I got assigned to help out and be a personal assistant of another local band. I thought it was a really cool opportunity until I looked up said band and discovered the bassist is someone that I, as the kids say, hooked up with on multiple occasions. The thought of having to spend the whole day with someone that has A, seen me naked, and B, ghosted me just doesn't seem like a comfortable situation, and the thought of seeing them again has consumed me. I fear it would be inappropriate to ask to move positions, as working the concert would be considered a privilege for many. Ticket prices are steep and the volunteers get to experience the show for free. Do you have any advice on how to handle this? Should I suck it up and ask to move positions? Not show up? Run on stage and confess into the microphone during their set to 5,000 people about their bassist's daddy kink? Thanks in advance and wishing you both well, the writer of this email.
Good.
Whoops!
Oh my God, he dropped my phone. He stepped on it. He dug his heel into my screen. Specifically the back side of it so that it's really hard to replace and really expensive. Saying bassist's daddy kink is a tongue twister, isn't it?
Seems not too hard.
It's hard for me.
Multiple times. Bassist daddy kink, bassist daddy kink, bassist daddy kink, bassist daddy kink.
Bassist daddy kink rolls off my tongue poorly. Bassist daddy kink. No, it's easy. It's actually good. It's actually fun. Everyone try it. That'll be it'll be the new meme.
At home.
It'll be the new Yanni Laurel. Can you say bassist daddy kink over and over again? And when you do, hey, link them to this fucking podcast. How about that? Because I'm looking for, I can't say their names yet, website money, and I'm looking for mattress money, and I'm looking for snack box money. Because I would love that by episode 50. If anyone out there is listening that can give us the hookups, do that. Bassist daddy kink, bassist daddy kink. David, you ever hook up with a bassist? That's the trick question at the end of this. That's one of those things where I'm just like, add this number, add this number, add this number. Think of a vegetable. It's carrot, isn't it? You know? And they're just like, oh my God, it was carrot. So you'll confess to all the bassists you've hooked up with. But this is kind of an awkward situation to be in.
Yeah, I agree.
First of all, a personal assistant of a local band is a super funny fucking thing to me. But also, are they being serious by 5,000 people? It's an insane crowd. It's a lot of people.
Is it?
5,000 for just like a local act is like, yeah, that's really good. Just like playing for hundreds of people is good. Playing for 5,000 people is like, it's a proper crowd.
I guess so, yeah. That's festival size.
But just for, yeah, I guess it is a festival, huh? So maybe 5,000 people will be there, but anyway.
She's got to say daddy kink really loud to get everyone's attention.
Everybody needs to be like, huh, what's going on? I have a bassist daddy kink. The first thing I have to say about this is that local bands don't need personal assistants. So I don't think you'll be doing very much. That being said, if I were granted a personal assistant, I would walk all over them. The most toxic parts of me would come out instantly. I don't even drink coffee, and I'd be like, get me a coffee. A mocha. I can't have chocolate either. I want a mocha though. I want chocolate coffee. I won't drink it because it'll give me heartburn and heart palpitations. Local bands don't need. Oh God, he's sick. Oh, there's blood in his hand. They don't need personal assistance, so I don't think you'll be doing very much. So there's that. Do you think she should ask to be the personal assistant of some other band?
Maybe.
Would you?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think I would. Yeah. Avoiding situations is my go-to solution.
I'm big on avoidance as well.
Yeah.
But I also love to put myself in like hurtful situations. So those are two bad
your
things.
masochism is competing against your cowardice. It's like, ooh.
What'll win? I don't know, but they'll both hurt me. One will hurt me in the fact that you know what? Yeah, if I would put myself in an awkward situation and be like, you know what? I'm going to put myself in front of that person, and I'm going to be totally fine with it. And but I don't know, being their assistant's kind of lowly. It's kind of bad.
The thing that shocks me about this whole email is that she thinks it's a privilege to volunteer for free for this festival.
Yeah. I don't know about that.
That's like
It doesn't sound like a privilege. It sounds like unpaid work.
Uh-huh.
Because that's what it is. I think you should be getting paid for that. But also, yeah, maybe you're getting paid in the sense that you don't have to pay to get into the festival.
And she's getting paid in sweet, sweet questions for humorous advice columnists.
Yes. That's the ultimate payment. And I'm glad you brought it up. We're rolling out this new thing where every question we answer, I'm given $50 from the person that asked it. And I'd like to start here. That'd be $50 to my PayPal. It's
submit future questions with your $50 retainer attached.
I'm going to bleep out my
Deposit will
email
be
because
returned.
I'm so afraid that people are going to send me money. So that's not going to happen. But so you would switch.
Yeah.
I would not. I hate myself. So I would not switch.
So what do you think it would be like?
Fun. Hot.
Sorting the M&Ms for this bassist that ghosted you.
Kind of hot. And I do mean that. It would just be like, ooh, I guess I got to do stuff for him, Like it would just, I would probably like being in that situation, even, and especially if I was ghosted, because it would put me in an awkward situation in which I also wouldn't confront it either. I wouldn't be like, why'd you ghost me? Because that'd be awkward. That's another thing I hate, awkward situations, but not uncomfortable situations. Just kind of like, I like to put myself in awkward situations, but not other people. So I think bringing it up with him would be awkward. But putting myself in the situation would be good.
Yeah.
I'm broken, but that's what I would do.
So what if he starts doming you, like just at the festival?
Instantly. As soon as I show up with my clipboard, his hands around my neck.
Switch flicks. It's like, I know this game.
God. He's back, baby. I have him exactly where I want him. Try and ghost me now. He knows how fucking submissive I am now. He knows I'll be his personal assistant, walk around with a clipboard and pick out all the M&Ms. Yeah, I would do it, and I'd probably just be, realistically, if I were to give some real advice, I would do it, but I totally understand why you or her wouldn't do it. And I would probably even suggest not doing it. That being said, I would for sure do it, but I would act totally normal the whole time. I'd just be like, oh, hey, what's up? How have you been? And then, yeah, I'm not hurt. I'm fine.
Yeah, the best revenge is pretending like nothing happened.
Yeah, it's to quietly suffer. That's the best revenge is to only hurt yourself so that other people can hurt. Yeah. We're all just hurting quietly. And that is, I would just act like nothing's wrong. I'd say, yeah, this is cool. Hey, I haven't seen you in a while. What's up? Blah, blah, blah. Good luck on the show. Let me know if you need anything. I'm not doing it for you. This is just my job. I got in for free. I'm happy. I'm going to go do some other stuff now. Cool. Enjoy.
So cool. You win.
Yeah.
If you can pull it off.
I can't. That's the most fucked up part. I'm doing it knowing I won't. I'll run on stage, and I really will. I'll say, "Take me back, Daddy," on stage. Hands
I wrote
quivering.
this song for you, and you point to the drummer. He's like, 1, 2, 3, 4.
In his own band, he's like, "You planned this? Why did you plan this? What do you? And how and when? We've been rehearsing nonstop. My drummer has a second life, and he hates me." Yeah, I'd be cool about the whole thing, as cool as I can be. But you'd avoid it. You'd say, "Oh, professor, I'd like to switch to some other band." But then you'd have to explain to the professor, like, "Look, I guess that's not a weird thing to be like. I kind of have a history with the bassist, and I just don't want to make it weird. Is there any other band that I can?"
Yeah, that sounds cool. Mature, experienced. Not that it's valuable to impress your professors.
Except it is. So consider that.
Oh, I hadn't thought of that.
Well, when you put it that way, yeah, when you put it like that, yeah. I guess it is cool. Yeah, he's older and has some weird sense of power over me. Yeah, why not? I'll date him. Fuck it. Running on stage? No. Avoiding the whole thing? Possibly. Not doing the festival at all? Not an option. I think you should do the festival if that's what you really want to do. Is it a privilege? No. Probably not. You're working for free, but you get in for free, so that's cool. Also, you're just seeing local bands. Who cares? Unless they're large. You think Lil Uzi Vert is going to be at this fucking festival?
Never heard of him.
Wow. Okay, let me name some like super pop people to see.
I think 99% chance I'm not going to know the
I
bands
know,
that you
that's why-
know,
that's-
and vice versa.
But it's not a band. He's just this like world famous rapper. Didn't you say that like you had somehow avoided knowing who Lil Nas X was for like a long time?
Yeah.
And then you only recently was like, oh, all right. Yeah, I know it now.
Yeah.
So what do you think of his one song that we all know?
It's awesome.
It's
It's obvious why that's like
it's a
instant
banger.
hit.
It's great. Have you heard it since?
That's weird. Like, no.
Really?
Yeah.
I guess I haven't heard it in a long time. I heard it online a lot. And then I recreationally listened to it for like a week.
Wow.
Just because it was in my head. Yeah, I was like, oh, fucking put on Old Town Road.
Mm-hmm.
Just do it so it gets out of my head. Just so I can do it. And I was like, man, this is a fucking banger. This is good.
Do you think country rap music could heal our nation?
No, only causes more divide.
Oh.
Next question. If Kid Rock couldn't do it, then what chance does Lil Nas X have? Yeah, Kid Rock like tricked us into thinking he was cool for so long, but he's actually just a big old conservative. He went right back to being who he always was, so that kind of sucks. Lil Nas X hopefully won't do the same. We're all crossing our fingers.
I mean, I don't think it'll be the end of the world if we have one or two gay black conservatives.
There's got to be at least one or two, of course.
Just for the collage.
That's true equality, yeah. In fact, it's fucked up that I think that there shouldn't be, which is now what I'm assuming
very
my own opinion
narrow-minded of
was.
you.
Yeah. That is what I was saying, and you did call me out. Thank you. Anything else to say to this person?
Good luck.
Good luck. Have fun. And this was kind of an old email, so it probably already happened. But if you are listening to this, you would like to tell us how it went, I would love a follow-up email. I do love follow-up emails sometimes because I actually get kind of invested into being like, that is kind of a pickle.
Yeah.
What'd you do?
This one is an actual pickle. I appreciate that.
What on earth did you do? Since we have you on the show not ever at all, though I'd love to have you back sometime,
Yay.
I'm going to have you read the third question as well. I liked your reading voice, and it is a serious question. I think your voice will lend itself well to it. So the last question, actually, we'll both do it. Let's read it in unison. It's just horrible and unlistenable. No, I'm going to read the title once I find it. Oh, geez. Oh, God, it's glitching. It's called My Family Kinda Sucks. Hold on. I've lost it again. Jesus Christ. I keep clicking on the things. This is so weird. I think my phone is about to explode.
You opening ads for other games right now?
I'm just trying to find one really quick. Let me just play one round of some Flappy Bird knockoff, and I'm good.
It's a new kind of snake. I love snake.
This question is called My Family Kinda Sucks. And it goes...
Hey, Mitch. Hey, David. So I'm in a bit of a tight spot with my family. Me and my girlfriend moved back into my family home in May of last year, and we lived there until May 24th of this year when we moved into a flat together. Whilst we were living there, my girlfriend's phone broke and my mom gave her an old phone because she had just got an upgrade. Only like 4 days into living in our new place, we had no internet, so my girlfriend was bored enough to look through the phone. I should mention, we asked my mom if there was anything at all she wanted deleting before we took the phone because we were very conscious of invading privacy. And she found loads of text messages talking about both me and my girlfriend in very horrible ways, saying that we ruled her house and she couldn't wait for us to be gone. I should explain that my family are foster carers, and I was abused by a previous placement, so I couldn't help but be uncomfortable in the house. We did have issues with things they were doing, but we tried extremely hard to be the most respectful we could. One of the foster placements that was there when we lived there was very disrespectful and came on to me and loads of other stuff. It was a messy situation, but these text messages were largely sent to this girl, who my family seemed to treat more like family than me. So my question is, am I right to stop speaking to them? It is not just this one issue, there are a multitude of things, but I feel so much better without them in my life, but can't help feeling guilty about it because they are my family and they raised me. It's also a case of me sticking up for my girlfriend because she was singled out by my mom, and it was really just horrible. Please give me your advice, I need it. Many thanks, the writer of this letter.
Very good. Hearing you read that, I actually understood it a lot better, because when I read it before, I was like, yeah, I understood this. Yeah, this person's adopted. And you're like, they're not adopted. And I was like, what? No, I just read that they were. Like, no, God, you're dumb. You just read it to yourself. Hearing you read it, though, I understand fully.
Good.
They are an adoptive dog writing this email from the pound in which they were raised. Their mother is a like foster carer, so they have like adoptive children that they bring into the house or just care for. And some previous placements, it didn't go well with them. And this person that the mother was texting is one of the placements.
Yeah.
That she's like treating more of a daughter than, That's pretty awkward. But also, I'm not going to say funny, but it's a little funny. The idea of like looking through text messages and you just see your mom talking shit. It's really fucking funny to me. It's heartbreaking, but it's when does that happen? That's really bad. That's such a heartbreaking thing. You're just like, yeah, we don't have internet. What do you want to do? I don't know. You want to get our feelings hurt? Let's look through this phone. And oops, yeah, look at that. My mom fucking hates you and me. And we're a burden, I guess. What would you do in a situation like this? Would you confront the mother?
Actually, no.
I wouldn't either.
Yeah.
Avoidance. See?
Avoidance. It fixes everything.
Yeah. Hey, if I pretend it's not real, I don't have to deal with it. How's that, professor? Huh? That's the easiest option. If I don't, I don't want to fucking think about it, and I'll rather just passive aggressively kind of hold it against my own mother, and until it hurts less and less. Bottle it up until I explode on a loved one who doesn't deserve it, and I go, it's out, and then I'm good.
My honest opinion is that you can't hold something that someone says in private against them.
That is actually great advice and good insight, and I thank you for it.
Oh, you're welcome. Never happen again.
That's my one shot. I used it up. I'm dry.
Nonetheless, the writer said they feel so much better without their mom in their life. Mm-hmm. And if the only reason to like stay in contact is because you feel guilty, no, just, cut off contact. That's fine too.
Fade away.
Yeah.
Fade away. Really solid advice. Yeah, I was explaining to you, sometimes we follow the pattern in this podcast where we go like, silly question, serious email. At the end, we'll go boom, boom, bam, gotcha. Huh? Sometimes we give actual advice. Yeah, that actual advice is good. Is that, I have said many times in private things that, I don't know, maybe I don't even really mean it. Maybe I'm just frustrated on some other shit. And I'm actually just talking shit about something because I'm frustrated, But it doesn't mean that I resent the person or that I hold anything against them or that the next time I see them, it won't be totally normal. And I think that's a healthy thing for most people. I think it's what almost everybody does. And I think that that's fine. When you actually have a problem with somebody, speaking to them personally is a completely different thing, and that should be handled differently. But sometimes people are just letting out steam, and and they're just really kind of frustrated. But again, yeah, there's nothing that says you have to, especially out of guilt, have a relationship with your family if you feel better without them, you know? But I think many people are kind of in a situation like that where they're the only reason they keep contact with their family is because they're like, it's my family. What are you going to do? I only have one. And that's them. That's the family that I was granted. And sometimes they'll make me feel like shit. I think my honest advice is like, maybe I tolerate it more. Or I tolerate things like that more because I tell myself it's okay in small doses, you know?
Mm-hmm.
If I'm like, all right, I'll deal with a little bit of this and that's fine. But, you know, most of my life is very independent, or I'm going to keep that contact to a minimum, you know? So that could be another option too. Maybe slowly, maybe just have a more independent life.
Yeah, I think that balance works out for a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
Just like, you don't have to cut off your parents completely.
Just a little.
Just a little.
Just slightly.
You know, cut off a finger.
Really hold them down. Slice it off. They'll get mad, of course. They love their finger. Their little wedding finger. Now you're not married to dad anymore. You ever got a used phone?
Yeah. I got a hand-me-down phone from my roommate, and it was full of pictures of his penis.
That's happened to me so many times. That's the only reason I brought it up. I'm so glad we're about to talk about this. I used to buy phones on eBay all the time.
Why?
Just because I wanted, like, I was like younger. I was in like my early 20s. And I was just like, oh, I want this phone. I want to try it out, you know. And these were like flagship phones at the time. And you know, you get them like $200 cheaper if they're used, you know, like half a year later.
Got it.
And these phones were in like good condition. So I thought, yeah, I don't care if it's used. I just want the phone, you know. And in every situation, every time without fail, there are nudes on the phone. Sometimes like exclusively just nudes. And I'm just like, it has to be a hot thing for them at this point, because they're not, the text messages are gone. Everything's gone. There's just a couple dick pics there. And I'm, well, what? Or just one time it was just like pictures and videos of this guy like fucking his wife. And they're older. And I'm younger.
Nice.
Yeah. And how do you not feel like a cuck at that point? I'm hiding behind this little screen watching. No, I guess it'd have to be my wife, wouldn't it?
That is the traditional way.
That'd be insane. That'd be insane. I buy a
or
phone.
At least like you have some connection to her.
I buy a phone from eBay from a stranger, and there's pictures on it of somebody fucking my wife. How about that?
The ultimate erotic experience.
How does that fucking work, huh? I have to sit there and question the guy and be like, hey, so look, you're probably going to get a bad review. I just got to tell you that now, but I'll give you a good review if you just tell me how and why, because you live several states away. You got dick pics on a hand-me-down phone from a roommate?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Wait, is it?
And nude pics in general.
Yeah. Just nudes, dick, everything. Nudes, lewds, and everything in between. Is it someone that lives there currently?
No.
Oh, okay.
This was like a decade ago almost.
You kicked them out after that. Too nice of a cock. You're like, no way, dude. I'm gonna have you living here.
I can't stand under the shadow of this dick now that I know.
Living under the shadow of this massive fucking hog. That's what you're telling him. Kicking him out. Like, I guess I'm sorry, but I'm super flattered, so I'll leave. That's funny. Were there a lot of pics?
Yeah. Yeah, I'd say like, seemed like 40 or 50.
That's too many. And you're giving that phone to somebody. Hey, here, use this. Go ahead and use this. And you wouldn't think like, hey, oh my God, my balls are in this phone. They're everywhere, actually. That would be terrifying. That would be the first thing I do. I'm like, I was horrified even handing you my phone to read. That's why would I give someone my phone to use permanently just knowing that there's so many pics on it? Mm-hmm. It's insane to me.
It does, make us wonder why the email writer's mother, was it on purpose? I guess that's kind of part of the
Going back to the question.
yeah, the context of that. So yeah,
It could have been, yeah, maybe you're, there we go. David brings up a good point. Your mom probably purposely hates you and like wants you to know that she hates you so viscerally, just so, ooh, it's like a guttural feeling she has that she cannot hide it. She has to tell other people, but even that wasn't enough. She had to in turn, accidentally let it slip.
Yeah, double check if there are any sex vids of your mom with your foster sister.
Oh my God.
Just to really drive the point home. Then we'll say it's on purpose.
Or you'll say, well, no wonder she told them. They're super close.
Oh, it's not personal anymore. She doesn't love her like a daughter.
No, I guess it is weird that she is 35. So that was strange. I never thought about it until now. We didn't stop with that bit. Your mom probably doesn't hate you. She's probably letting off steam. And you talk shit on people often?
Me? Oh, no, never. It's my policy. Never talk bad about someone.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Except Billie during this podcast.
Well, of course, yeah.
Yeah.
And then, like,
Before and after this podcast.
yeah, in your private life. Yeah. Consistently. Yeah. Kind of hard for me not to do it now, actually. But, I wish you didn't bring it up. But it's like the only thing on my mind now. But let's just say a little bit. The voice really is shrill, isn't it? It's up here. It's way up here when she talks, It's like nails on a fucking chalkboard. But okay, just let it out in little amounts, and then I don't feel the need to do it in my sleep, which is what I do a lot. No, you very much seem like the person that just like won't talk bad on anybody. You're very nice to people all the time.
Mm-hmm. It's a good policy. Makes life fun.
You might be a serial killer. That wouldn't surprise me. You're really nice.
Oh yeah, I would make a great serial
You
killer.
really would. You would. I could just. If one day you snapped, I'd be like, okay, too nice.
Mm-hmm.
Too nice.
I want to be like a Charles Manson type serial killer though, with like a cult following.
Oh right.
That's my ideal.
Yeah, it's not worth it unless you can.
Unless you got fans and a family.
Right.
It's all about
A little cult.
Mm-hmm.
Cults are okay. Let's just say on the record, I think killing people is bad. Cults, on the other hand, are there good cults?
Ooh. If I'm in charge, yeah. Super good.
Because that was going to be my next thing. You make a good cult leader. I've told that to
Thank
2
you.
people this week. I always
Scouting out potential
who I'm going to join. Yeah.
promising cult leaders. Like, you've got that
You're
special something.
You're the second person I've told that to this week, and I'm not lying. I just have that opinion on people sometimes. Like, you'd make a good cult leader, which means just like, you're influencing me a lot right now. You don't mean to, but I guess I am at your beck and call. I guess I would do anything for you. Fuck it.
Yeah, it's your neighbor house is turning into a cult, just gradually.
Is it?
I'm turning the dial up. Yep.
That's cool.
Yeah, we're making good progress.
A friendly cult?
Friendly cult.
That's good.
The good kind.
I can see you guys being a friendly cult.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very hippie vibes over there.
I mean, most successful cults are really friendly. That's why people join.
That's how they get you, yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever been to the Yellow Deli?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
That's a local little cult, right?
Mm-hmm. They're super friendly, especially if you go in unaccompanied as a woman.
Really?
Yeah, super friendly.
Ooh, I didn't know that. That's interesting. I wish we could talk about that more, but we're out of time.
Oh, snap.
That's an interesting thing. The Yellow Deli here in Vista?
Yeah. Yeah.
I've heard some stuff about them, but they make a great veggie burger.
I've had it many times.
They're good, aren't they?
Yeah.
Oh, they're so good.
But I'm never going back. They're too culty and
Really?
more importantly, too expensive.
They're very expensive. And then the cult thing kind of just gives a bad taste to the
Yeah,
food.
puts a little jizz on the biscuit, as the saying goes.
Have you listened to that episode?
No.
Oh my God. Okay, so let's just talk about this just for a second. Billie referenced a soggy biscuit to me, right? I had never known about it in my life. And I thought, that's that's a UK thing, right? Because I'd never fucking heard about it or done it yet. And I, obviously I had no idea what I was missing out on. But I was like, that doesn't exist here. That's crazy. That doesn't exist. Of course that's a UK thing. That totally sounds like a UK thing. That came from fucking from like just like some episode of Misfits I haven't seen or something, That's just weird. And then lots of people told me that week, they were like, no, Mitch, that's a US thing too. I can't believe you've never heard of that. That's completely a thing. And then since then, I've heard people kind of referencing "Come on a Biscuit." I've heard my brother say it. And I'm just like, huh? And then now I'm surrounded by it. I can't escape the fucking thing.
Wow.
It's everywhere. It's truly, truly everywhere. We are at a time. You have been listening to All the Space in Between. My name is Mitch.
My name is David.
If you have a pickle that you would like us, hopefully David, sometime if you want to come back on the show, to answer on the show, you can send us an email of any problem that you're having. We would love to read it, and you can send that email to
allthespaceinbetween@gmail.com. And if you'd like to see future episodes or catch up on our past catalog, you can find it on our website.
allthespaceinbetween.com. David, you did perfect.
Yay.
You did great. You were a wonderful guest. For everybody listening, tell David he did wonderful. I don't know how they would because you don't use Twitter.
Yeah, I don't have any social media.
Oh, man. The hippie life is it sounds relaxing.
It is. No responsibilities.
Yeah, that's also really cool. Oh, man, we could also really get into you not having a job either and how that works. God, you're my coolest friend, I think.
Score.
You are. You're just you're so just interesting to me. You're odd. Please don't actually be a serial killer, but cult leader maybe. Thank you guys so much for listening. If you would like to rate and review the show, please do so. Every little bit helps. You can go to you can find the podcast on Apple Podcasts and give a positive review and rate the show. Also Spotify and the YouTube channel or anything like that. But more than anything, please tell your friends about the show and continue listening and continue supporting the show and telling me that I did a good job and that I am in fact a good boy. And I love to hear it. David, again, thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you, Mitch, for having me.
And I'll talk to you next time. And David, I love you.
Oh, I love you too.
It's been awesome. You're a good guest.
Oh, thank you.
It's so cool. I love it. But we are, in fact, out of time. So, everyone, Monday, new episodes all the time. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Have a beautiful week. Bye.
Bye.